On this AOS Chit Chat, Tracy and I are going to talk about some rules quirks from Khorne and Gloomspite that make you go, Hello, I'm Steve.
And I'm Tracy.
And welcome to our very first Chit Chat with
Partners at War.
It's been 1 week since our first video was put up, our battle report with Khorne and Gloomspite, and just want to thank everyone for the great support.
I am amazed at the outreach of support and positive input that we're getting from our community, so thank you so much for that.
And constructive feedback. We want this channel to be the best channel we can make for you, so we do appreciate any feedback that we get to make it better.
Absolutely.
We're going to jump right into the topic on this first Chit Chat, and that is, after playing the last battle report, my Bloodthirsters versus her Troggoths, found some interesting rules, quirks, or some clarifications we thought we would want to share with you.
Right. Why did we do what we did? Or why should we have done what we should have done?
To start out this topic, I'm going to bring up an issue that was mentioned in the comments section of our battle report by another Khorne player. And he stated that the Skull Altar states specifically you can re-roll prayer and judgment rolls for your slaughter priests within 8 inches of the altar. Bronze flesh, blood sacrifice are blessings. Our local game store had also read this and said we were not going to be re-rolling blessings. And at both Midwest Meltdown and Gen Con, I was not re-rolling my blood sacrifice, and that did actually cost me the life of a slaughter priest a couple times.
I don't feel bad.
It doesn't make you feel bad. But it was at Gen Con, where a group of very experienced gamers that we've met and become friends with, they mentioned, I don't think that's how that reads. So we got out the book, and we looked through the book, and I want to highlight on page 76 of the Khorne book, under the Blood Blessings of Khorne. This is right above bronze flesh, blood sacrifice, and all those other ones no one ever takes. There's truth there. In addition to any other prayers they can chant, each priest in a Khorne army knows one blessing from the Blood Blessings of Khorne. You can either choose or roll for the prayer each priest knows. So under that, they are calling those blessings prayers. Therefore, you will be able to re-roll those if you have a slaughter priest within 8 inches of a skull altar.
Blessing, prayer, interchangeable.
So blessings are prayers.
Okay.
You have the judgments, which are basically your endless spell equivalent. And then you've got your prayers, which are the two that are on the War Scroll card. And then the blessings in the Khorne book on page 76.
Yep.
Now from that, another question came up. Well, can you then chant both one of them on the War Scroll card and the one from page 76?
Right. It says you know to.
It says you know to, just like spells.
One of each,
That doesn't necessarily mean you can cast multiple spells.
Okay.
So the answer of can you chant, can you do blood boil and blood sacrifice in the same turn?
Okay.
Okay, the same hero phase. In the designer's commentary, under the Khorne book, on page 2, the question was, if a priest knows more than one prayer, can it attempt to chant each of them? And the answer is, from the designer, yes, as long as no other restrictions apply. And that is where you get to the War Scroll card, because the War Scroll card clearly states they can pick one of the two prayers on the War Scroll card. So, from all that, you can do a judgment, a prayer, and a blessing, and if you're within 8 inches, you can re-roll them all.
All right, sounds fair? Sure.
Look forward to my next tournament with that piece.
All right.
On to you. What do you got?
Well, for Gloomspite, I ran into a tasty tidbit of information when I was doing the FAQ perusal. I did not know, had no idea until I read the FAQ that I exploited an advantage. In the Gloomspite book, it says that you can regenerate your Tragoths. Under the Bad Moon, you can re-roll for success, or if you were successful the first time, you can double the success amount. So in the battle report, I rolled for my hag, which, by the way, I only rolled a 1 both times, so it did not affect the outcome of the game in any way. But looking through the FAQs, there was a specific question. It said, does the light of the Bad Moon have any effect on the Troggoth's hag regeneration ability? And the answer was just a flat no. So I questioned that, and I said, well, on her war scroll it says she is a Troggoth. And in the Battle Tome, it says all of the models in a friendly Troggoth unit. So I was a little confused. So we looked at the Troggoth Hag's war scroll, and her ability is actually called Hag Regeneration, not just regeneration. So I will know going forward that I cannot double my Hag's regeneration, even if she's affected by the light of the Bad Moon.
I've got 2 takeaways on this.
Okay.
1, everyone needs to read the FAQ.
Very important.
Absolutely read the FAQ. Our last vacation over the summer, we sat and read you read the FAQ, and we talked about issues all the way all the way back on a long drive. I'm a little obsessed, as I stated in the video. But also, and reading the FAQ, I can see that it says when it uses its regeneration ability, that says hag regeneration ability. So those keywords, those terms are important. That's my first takeaway.
Right. Although I have to say, it is not apparent that those are two different things.
Not at all. I would not have seen it that way without it being answered in the FAQ. Second takeaway I'm getting is, we read the FAQ and we found out that your mistake was helping you in your game and mine was hurting me. So
Yes, it helped me by a whole 1 hit point.
But if you would have rolled a 6 and gotten 12 points,
yes,
it would have made a big difference.
Then I would have offered an apology. I'm guilt-free right now.
We are now moving on. And we are going to be moving on to my big mistake in the battle report. And in every game I have played with Khorne since the new book came out in March. My last time playing with the old book was at Adepticon and played pretty well. And prior to Adepticon, I played with the old Khorne book, the old Gore Pilgrim Blood Tithe Generation pool for a long time. And I always had one Bloodthirster. This was my first time playing with many. And a lot of people noticed that I actually typed it on the screen so people could say that I acknowledged that I was completely playing the Locus of Fury ability, which is an allegiance ability for Khorne, which is on page 70, completely wrong. You can re-roll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by friendly Khorne demon units, while they are wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Khorne demon hero, or 16 inches of a greater demon hero, greater demon. Which my Bloodthirsters are greater demons, they're wholly within 16, so therefore, under this, all of my Bloodthirsters in the Khorne book, they always get to re-roll hit rolls of 1. All the time. Why was I making the mistake? Well, if you look on page 105, under the Rage, the Bloodthirster of Incessant Rage, he has a Rage Unbound ability that says he can re-roll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made in the turn he charged. Why would it say that for him and then everyone re-rolls 1s all the time? Do you see the confusion?
Why would that be?
Would you see the confusion? Once again, theme you're going to get with us, you get back to the FAQ and you read the FAQ. The Rage Unbound ability, and this is from the designer's commentary once again, not the errata. The errata for the Khorne book's very short. The designer's commentary often has some of the best stuff that's in there. The Rage Unbound ability for the Bloodthirster of Incessant Rage has the same effect as the Locus of Fury ability. Should the Rage Unbound ability be changed? Maybe they were thinking it was Wounds of 1 or something like that when he charged.
Right, why are we repeating?
Why are we repeating it? No is the answer. It allows the Bloodthirster of Incessant Rage to reroll hit rolls of 1 when it charges, even if the Khorne Allegiance abilities are not being used. For example, when it's taken as an ally or a part of a Grand Alliance Chaos army.
Right, you just bring him along.
He's
just like a buddy.
You have Archeon.
Right.
And a Grand Alliance build, I can absolutely people seeing bringing him, because when that axe hits 6s, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But that means he can do that all the time, but all the Bloodthirsters can do it in a Khorne build. Always reroll hit rolls of 1. I really look forward to my next couple games.
Excellent.
I don't know if you do as much, but I look forward to my next couple games.
I look forward to you playing it like that against other people in your next couple games.
Okay. Back to you.
All right. I used several times, actually, in our last game, the new generic command abilities, and I love them. I think it was a great addition that Games Workshop put into that. What it was the volley fire, where you can reroll hit rolls of 1. For shots fired, you could take all-out attack, reroll hit rolls of 1, or all-out defense, which was reroll save rolls of 1. I used, I think, at least 2 of those, if not all 3 of them. The thing I just want to point out is that they have different ranges than the original generic 3, where you can auto 6 a run, reroll your charges, or auto pass a battle shock. The range is that you have to be, with the 3 new ones, you have to be wholly within 12 inches of a hero or 18 inches of your general, whereas the original 3, you have to be just within 6 inches of a hero or within 12 inches if the hero is your general. So there is a difference there, just thought I would point it out.
And that's something that's commonly missed,
Yeah.
even with experienced players.
Yeah, lots of times at the local game stores we play, people just say, oh, I'm going to use this command
To
ability.
reroll my charge.
Right, not thinking, do I have a hero within 6 inches, or do I have a general within 12 inches? And I do believe that there is a little bit of a misconception that's an 18-inch rule, and it is not. It's 12 inches, but it does not have to be wholly, where the new ones have to be wholly within.
Okay. Which, if you have to be within to one side, wholly within to the other side, they're giving you that
It's
leeway.
probably
With
works
large
out to be
units,
about
could
the
be very
same,
similar.
but it's worded different.
The Tyrants of Blood ability, it's a War Scroll battalion. It's page 96 of the Khorne book. After a model from this battalion, which it's 3 to 8 Bloodthirsters, so it's all Bloodthirsters. After a model from this battalion is fought in the combat phase for the first time, you can pick another model from the same battalion that's not yet fought yet and is within 3 inches of an enemy model. And then they get to fight. They cannot fight again also. Where that comes important with that within 3 inches of an enemy model is that the Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury has an amazing command ability, that he can spend a command ability and make all other Khorne demons wholly within 16 inches of him. They can pile in, they can be activated in combat at 6 inches, and they get a plus 3 inch pile in.
Okay.
So, these two do not actually work together though. So you cannot have the build I had where if my Wrath goes first with his artifact, then all the Bloodthirsters go first, unless all of them are within 3 inches. Because it specifically states in the Tyrants of Blood they have to be not eligible for combat, but specifically within 3 inches. So if I have my main Bloodthirster on a model, and my other 2 4 inches out, and my general goes, those other 2 do not get to go next. And as a matter of fact, if one of those goes next time it's my turn to activate, the third one doesn't get to go yet. They have to be 3 inches of an enemy. And just wanted to highlight that that is a rules quirk you could see come up in a battle.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think some people could even plan for those 2 things to work together.
Right, because it seems super sneaky, right? I'm 6 inches
Real sneaky.
out.
Don't mind me. You've got this guy in combat, and my other guy's out here, 5 inches out.
Right.
I'm going to spend the command
Don't
ability.
even
I'm going
worry
to
about
activate him,
him.
and then this guy goes. That's amazingly powerful.
Yeah, that is some movement shenanigans that Steve loves.
I love movement shenanigans. That's my thing, is movement shenanigans. But that you are not able to do. So, well, that's it for the main topic on this Chit Chat. Future topics, we'll bring up anything about games, rules, our hobby.
What do you want to hear?
Absolutely. If there's anything you'd like to know more about. I've already been asked several questions about where did the terrain come from the first battle report. And I might have a quick discussion or a quick topic on 3D printing and where to get some of those models and what 3D printer I use. No expert, by the way, very much a novice into it. But there's all kinds of things we could talk about on any of these Chit Chats.
So we'll try to do an in-between battle report Chit Chats because we definitely want to promote the game and see where it goes.
And with that, we would be over, except we want to do one big thing. It's the weekend before 2 tournaments, Michigan GT and FlatCon.
Yep.
They happen to be the same weekend.
We had to choose.
We had to choose. We chose to go local. We got a lot of local friends at FlatCon. Look forward to seeing them next weekend. Hope this video's out by then, but if not, this is in arrears saying good luck. And for all of our friends at Michigan
GT, good luck.
Good luck. Thank you very much for watching our very first Partners at War AOS
Chit Chat.